What's going on, nation? Welcome to Push B. Now, if you haven't signed up for the Shredded 12-Week Transformation Challenge yet, make sure you click the link down in the description box below, or go to muscularstrength.com and sign up there. That way you guys have access to the entire 12-week challenge, which comes with downloadable PDFs, workout cards, as well as a calendar so you know what routines to do on which day. We're going to start this workout off with the pin press. Now we're going to be doing the same 7, 7, 6, 4, 3 rep range. We're going to work on shocking your central nervous system, but what this exercise is great for is helping you push to the sticking point of your bench press. So working on speed and explosiveness.
The barbell pin press is an amazing exercise for increasing your overall bench press. And you guys are doing 5 sets, 7, 7, 6, 4, 3, and you're resting 2 to 3 minutes between every single set. And I want to make sure you guys are adding weight if you can. Now, you want to keep in mind when doing this exercise that you're using the same exact form that you would use when doing your regular barbell bench press. The only way this exercise is going to help you is if the movement pattern is the same, or else it defeats the whole purpose of doing this. So you guys are going to notice that I'm benching the bar over my chest, my elbows are under my wrists, I'm pushing my knees out, I have a slight arch in my back, and I'm following the same exact form that I would use if I was to do the normal bench press. Another thing to keep in mind, this is probably going to feel a bit harder because you're not building up that elasticity in your chest if you were to unrack the bar and then lower it. We're starting from the sticking point, so it's going to be a little more difficult, but you will see strength gains.
Now that we've shocked your central nervous system, we're going to go into the high volume portion of the workout, starting with a wide grip barbell bench press AMRAP. We're going to send a lot of blood to your chest and give it a nice stretch at the same time. You guys can do the wide grip barbell bench press, and you're going to do 20 to 30 reps as fast as you can. Now let's do it.
If you've never done the wide grip barbell bench press, some things you want to keep in mind when doing this is that it might put added pressure on your wrists. So if you start to feel that, I recommend putting some wrist wraps on. But we're doing a 20 to 30 rep AMRAP here, so it's not like you guys are using a ton of weight. I'm only using 135 here, and I'm already feeling it about halfway through. But it feels great. And one thing that I really like about this exercise is you feel that deep stretch in your chest, kind of like what you feel when you're doing a nice solid dumbbell fly. And if you push through every single repetition, as you start to get towards the end, you're going to start to feel muscle fibers activate in your chest that you normally wouldn't feel doing a traditional bench press. So make sure you guys really push yourselves, get that muscle engagement going, and develop that mind-muscle connection.
Now for the next 2 exercises, you guys are doing 4 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions, and you're only taking a 60-second rest period in between each set. Now remember, these short rest periods are going to make the routine really intense, so make sure you stick to them if you want to break down as much muscle fiber as possible during every single exercise.
The seated Dumbbell Arnold Press is a great exercise for overall shoulder growth and development. And as you guys can see, you're going to start off with the dumbbells at your chin with your palms facing in, and then as you press the dumbbells up over your head, you're going to twist your hands so your palms are facing away. And this is supposed to be one smooth movement. So if you're starting to use weights that are a bit too heavy, you're going to have a hard time with this exercise, and you shouldn't expect to be able to use the same kind of the same weight that you would use for a traditional shoulder press. This is a very different movement. You're going to feel parts of your shoulder engaged you're not used to, so make sure you do it right. Next up is the seated dumbbell overhead tricep extension. So one of my favorite exercises for triceps, and I want to make sure that when you guys do this movement that you're getting the full range of motion. A lot of people, when they do this, they barely stop halfway at the bottom of the movement. What I want you guys to do, and as you can see from this angle, is go down as low as you possibly can and then get a full extension at the top of the movement. Really flex your triceps at the top and try to almost push the dumbbell forward and keep your wrist straight at the top of the movement as well. You will feel a difference in your triceps, especially in the long head, if you try this form with this exercise.
For the next 3 exercises, you guys are going to be doing 5 sets instead of 4, and you're going to be taking a 30-second rest period instead of 60. Now, like I said, it's crucial to stick to these rest periods, not only if you like chasing after that pump, but if you want to break down as much muscle fiber as possible. So make sure you hit it hard.
The Dumbbell Fly is one of my favorite exercises for targeting my chest. It's a great exercise because you're actually hitting your chest in the stretched position, which is where you're going to break down the most amount of muscle fiber, believe it or not. So doing an exercise like this is going to be crucial for you guys to see significant gains in your chest. Now, some things you're going to notice here, I'm maintaining a slight bend in my elbow as I perform the movement, and I'm lowering my arms as far as I possibly can. Some people say that this is dangerous for your shoulder. That's only true if you're doing the exercise wrong. You have to make sure that you retract your shoulder blades before you start the movement, and you also have to make sure that you're doing the fly so that the dumbbells remain in line with your chest. If the dumbbells go in line with your shoulders, that's when you're going to start to feel a lot of pain in your rotator cuff, and that's when you can cause an injury. Just like any other exercise, if you do it right, you will see the gains. Now that your chest is pumped up, we're going to go over and do the reverse pull down. And this is a really great exercise to target that long head of your tricep. So for those of you guys looking at that big horseshoe where it really sticks out in the back, this is an exercise you want to do, and you want to do it right. Now, as you guys can see, I'm keeping a slight arch in my back. My elbows are staying in front of my hips, and I'm doing a full extension with every single repetition. All the way up, all the way down, really focusing on a hard contraction at the bottom of the movement. The last exercise before abs is a Dumbbell Lateral Raise. Now, when performing this movement, as you guys can see, I'm keeping my arms straight by my side. I'm keeping my palms facing down as I lift my hands up, and I'm maintaining a slight bend in my elbow. If you really want to focus on targeting that medial deltoid, you're going to have to follow strict form. And because we're doing this exercise last, everything else is already pretty fatigued, so you're going to get more muscle engagement out of this exercise because you're going to have to work harder even to do it with light dumbbells.
All right, guys, now it's time to finish up the workout strong. We're going to be hitting your abs, targeting the entire rectus abdominis, upper and lower. You're going to be doing 2 exercises, 5 sets per exercise, 20 to 30 repetitions, and you're only taking a 30-second rest period in between each set. So stick to those rest periods, and let's finish it up.
This is one of my absolute favorite exercises for targeting the lower portion of the rectus abdominis. Now, I'm doing the leg lift. If you guys can't hold yourself up like this, you can use the back pad. And if you still have trouble lifting your legs straight, you can do a knee raise. So keep that in mind. Another cool thing about doing this exercise like this version, is that your shoulders and your triceps and your chest, they're already pretty fatigued at this point. So even though we're targeting our abs here, as you guys can see, my upper body is still under a great deal of tension. So it's almost like we're getting the more bang for our buck here, because we're hitting abs as hard as we can. We're doing 30 repetitions, but we're still getting some upper body engagement, some muscle fiber activation throughout the shoulders, chest, and triceps. So you're still working yourself pretty hard. Just make sure you get all those reps in. The final exercise in today's workout is one of my own creation called the Psycho Crunch. Now, to perform this movement, you're going to keep your shoulder blades elevated off the ground the entire time as you're alternating touching your toes to your hands. Now, if you can't touch your toes to your hands, what you're going to focus on is keeping your shoulders elevated as much as possible and just reach for your toes as best as you can. As long as your shoulder blades are off the ground and your heels never touch the ground, you're going to get a ton of core activation, and you're really going to start to see those abs pop.
All right, guys, that concludes your Push B workout. Now remember, if you haven't signed up yet for the Shredded 12-Week Transformation Challenge, you can sign up anytime. Just click that link down in the description box below, or go to muscularstrength.com and sign up there. That way you guys have access to all the routines in this workout, as well as the downloadable PDFs and workout calendar. Now, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button if you want to see more routines like this. Be sure to subscribe for more great videos, and as always, More good stuff coming soon. See you guys.